Welcome to the dark side of YouTube, where we listen to the echoes from the dark to uncover the mysterious, the strange and unusual, unsolved mysteries. Subscribe for more echoes from the dark.
In today's episode, I'm bringing you a collection of 5 unsolved mysteries that still give people the chills. Cases that were never explained, and moments that were never meant to be seen. Stay with me until the end, and try not to get spooked. Number 5. In the year 1959, 9 experienced hikers set out on a journey deep into the frozen wilderness of Dyatlov Pass, a place so remote that once you're out there, you're completely alone. They were skilled, prepared, the kind of people who knew how to survive in brutal conditions. But something went wrong. When the group failed to return, a search party was sent in. Days passed, then finally, they found the campsite. And that's when things stopped making sense. The tent had been cut open from the inside, not unzipped, not torn from the outside, cut as if something inside made them desperate to get out. Their belongings were still there. Boots, coats, supplies, everything they would have needed to survive the freezing temperatures. But the hikers were gone. Footprints in the snow told a strange story. They showed the group had fled the tent, some barefoot, some in socks, walking, not running, into the darkness of the forest, into temperatures that could kill within minutes. Searchers followed the tracks, and eventually found the first 2 bodies. They were lying beneath a tree, nearly naked, their skin burned and torn, as if they had tried to climb the tree in a panic. A small fire had been built nearby, but it wasn't enough to save them. Then, more bodies were discovered, scattered between the tree and the tent as if they had tried to make their way back and never made it. But it gets worse. Months later, when the snow began to melt, the remaining hikers were found. These bodies were different. One had a crushed chest, the force so severe it was compared to a car accident. Another had a fractured skull. One was missing their tongue, along with parts of their face. And yet, there were no external wounds to explain the damage. No signs of a fight, no evidence of another person, just impossible injuries in the middle of nowhere. Investigators were left with more questions than answers. Some blamed an avalanche, but the evidence didn't quite fit. Others suggested military testing, or something far stranger, even more unsettling. Traces of radiation were found on some of their clothing. The case was eventually closed, with an explanation that made no sense. An unknown compelling force. To this day, no one truly knows what happened out there. No one knows what made them cut their way out of that tent and leave everything behind and walk into the freezing dark. So the question is, what did they see that terrified them enough to choose the code over whatever was waiting inside?